Have you ever... Okay, wait. I'm a gamer. Okay, listen, I love video games. I love video games. I play them. I've been playing them too much lately. Not getting much sleep. That's cool. That's the authentic gamer experience that I deliver to myself. You know, like an Amazon package comes right around. Okay, and as a gamer, you know, I too have experienced the soul-crushing disappointment of booting up a game to realize that it had less booby than I thought. You know, sometimes that just happens. Does everyone remember Resident Evil 4? You know how Ashley, if Ashley was on a higher ledge than you could look up and see her panties and she would say, "Oh, you pervert." You know that one? Where the Resident Evil games have always been a little kind of touchy horny, you know, like a smidge horny. Not like Soul Calibur horny, you know, like, it's not like, I feel like video games have this sort of inherent juvenility, at least in their community. And the developers of these games understand like what people are coming at. But here's Ivy from like Soul Calibur. Like look at this. Okay, we know what people are coming here for. Okay, we know what's going on here. Right? Let's not get besides ourselves. So with that being said, now that we all know, now that we've established sort of epistemically the fact that gamers like boobies, I introduced to you a conundrum, a question, all right? What do you do if you expected more booby than you actually got? Well, there's been a little bit of drama lately, because the Resident Evil 3 remake, that is not where chat goes. Whoop. The Resident Evil 3 remake, which just came out like the other day or something, has turned the main character's skirt into like a skort. Like a skirt short. See this shot right here? If she was wearing a skirt, you'd be able to see her delicious striped panties and imagine burying your nose in the damp folds within. But no! Not any longer. The SJWs have insidiously infiltrated the development process of this game, and they have robbed you of your birthright. They have robbed you of your panty shot. This is Western civilization. And they're coming for it, folks. This is the last straw. You do know the people who censored this was the Democratic left / California. Need to place blame where the blame is due. Fuck Sony, Lamau. I owned a PS1, a PS2, a PS3, and a PS4, but I'm moving to PC now that they've turned this into a skort. No way I'm buying PS5 after all the shit Sony's been pulling. Motherfuckers tricked us. They did! Those motherfuckers did indeed trick us. Now, I know what you're thinking. Why waste time on this nonsense? Well, partly because it's been a while since we've made fun of TheQuartering. You know, I feel like we have to do our rounds. We have to pay our penance. And secondly, there is, I know this seems like insubstantial to you, there is actually a large community of people online who legitimately believe, this is post Gamergate stuff, they legitimately believe that there is a cabal of hardcore Marxist SJWs who just don't like it when you get a boner. They just don't like it. They get mad. Every time an SJW, pink hair, you know, the swoop undercut and everything, big horn-rimmed glasses, every time you get a boner, they feel it like a tingle down the back of their neck, and it makes them angry. They get so angry. So they're doing everything in their power to steal the panty shots away from you. TheQuartering, take it away.
We've got to be dreaming.
Hyped to play the game, by the way. Probably play it on stream.
What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from TheQuartering, and
also, anyone who compares my appearance to his gets banned.
Doesn't matter if it's, you know, the outfits in Mortal Kombat 11, or if it's the characters in Final Fantasy VII Remake, or in this case, the Resident Evil 3 Remake. There is a modernization type of ethics department interference that a section of the gaming community simply doesn't like, myself included. the primary pushback that you're going to get from the perpetually offended fans of censorship is always the same. It's always to gather.
I'm gonna try and actually be constructive while breaking this down. Sometimes we do dunks and sometimes we try to be constructive. I'm gonna try and be constructive here, okay? So notice all the presuppositional language we've already loaded into this, okay? Now, TheQuartering, I don't think TheQuartering believes a fucking thing that he says. I think that TheQuartering, I'm pretty sure, has openly admitted that he's a gigantic fucking grifter who does not give a single shit about any of the positions he holds, and he just tries to appease his audience. Okay, so with that being said, you know, my man, TheQuartering, I'm not taking after you here, okay? I'm taking after the character you're playing. Now, TheQuartering has done this a lot. Does everyone remember when he complained that Adora in the reboot of that one show, what was it called? By the Power of Grayskull? Come on. You fucking... She-Ra, yeah. Remember when he complained that Adora from She-Ra didn't have big enough tits? Like, he sees, like, this kid in a kid's cartoon for a reboot, and he's like, those are B-cups at best. So, this guy's got a long and storied history of taking positions like these. But let's really break the language down. So, with regards to the presuppositional language that he's using here, notice how he talks about censorship, all right? We have no idea what led to the creative changes behind the scenes in any piece of media unless it's openly and fully discussed. There are a number of changes that have gone in between Resident Evil 3 and the remake. Like, a fuck ton of them. It's a remake. It probably cost tens of millions of dollars to make. Not all of those changes were made because of a shadowy cabal. Many of them were made because of design by committee and artists who wanted to change up the property that they were working on. Improve it, modernize it. So he's making the assumption that censorship is at play here, that there's some foreign agent which is preventing the developers of the RE3 remake from showing the delicious moist panty shot that you can imagine burying your face into.
Gaslight, and it is frustrating to deal with. It's extremely frustrating to deal with, and now game developers and weirdo Twitter personalities have begun to dogpile on a friend of mine, Vera Dark. We go way back to when I used to make Magic the Gathering videos, and I'm happy to see she's still making videos. She's one of the few females I see that generally speaks out against this type of
females
thing, and it's always met with the exact same thing. Let me give you a couple of examples. Let me get into my... Oh, actually.
Yeah, so dogpiled for what? So far, he said, without any proof, that censorship was a part of the change to Jill Valentine's pantwear, and now he is saying a friend of his, one of the good females, has been dogpiled. But for what? I'm very curious.
Why don't I get into character while I'm here?
Oh no. Wait, is this a bit? Oh, don't ruin Evangelion.
Oh, gamers mad because they can't beat their meat to this video.
Oh, wait, he's role-playing as an SJW. Wait, then why did he show Ray? Wait, is Ray an SJW? Okay.
Game chuds. Or how about this one? We'll do a guy's one. I don't have to change how I look, you know, because it's all the same. Oh, gamers losing their mind over minor change in video game. Ooh. That is generally...
You'll note, by the way, that those are both pretty compelling arguments that I bet he doesn't have a counter argument to. Saying it in a silly voice doesn't make it any less valid, you know? He puts on the silly wig. It's silly that gamers are actually getting upset over a minuscule change and losing their mind and posting conspiracy theories about censorship. I wanted to see the panties. I mean, saying it in a funny voice doesn't really... I'm glad you get the arguments, Quartering.
The reaction you see, and it's difficult to combat that because it is a small thing. It is a slippery slope, as always. The problem is, how do you deal with these morons?
What?
These are the same people, by the way, that freak out over a single line of dialogue in Persona 5. So
what
they
line?
themselves are so hypocritical it's almost hilarious.
Well, we're doing it again. Remember, I'm going to keep repeating this until every single human being on this planet knows that I am the one who began to call this out most succinctly, okay? Gesturing at hypocrisy rather than making an argument. That's it. That's all they can really do. We're 2 minutes and 20 seconds into this, and thus far, he has not managed to so this is, I think this speaks really to the Quartering's incompetence here, because I do something similar to the Quartering. I also do these like live react, like, you know, with minimal editing. In my case, it's no editing. The difference is, like, we're 2 minutes 20 seconds in. He hasn't even set up what happened. He hasn't even explained that it was about the panty shot in Resident Evil 3. You guys needed me to set that context. Like, he hasn't actually provided any information or opinions yet.
Let me just use two simple examples. They changed Jill Valentine's skirt into a skirt, or they put a bigger shirt on, or they make Tifa's chest smaller. Here's a perfect example, right? Both small changes.
Isn't that from Final Fantasy? Yeah, notice how, and again, this really does speak to how little these people give a fuck about games. These people never freak out about substantial changes to the gameplay. They never freak out about, like, huge... Fucking Final Fantasy VII has gone from a turn-based game to a real-time action game. These are massive, like, huge, substantial changes to the development and the reinterpretation of the game, but this is the stuff that they get mad over. Also, I just want to point out that from an artistic standpoint... Give me the fucking original model, not the remake. I just want to point out, just because a model looks okay back during the fucking Crusades, does not necessarily mean that an HD remake is going to give justice to its proportions. Okay, I just want to point this out. FF7, the original FF7, very cartoony graphics. Do you know why? Because it was made 1 trillion years ago. So maybe sort of aesthetizing things in a way that look a little bit more realistic would be fine. A legitimate artistic decision, not motivated by censorship, but rather by the desires of the artists. Possibly? Maybe?
Also, Persona 5 Royale has a line where there's two, like, flaming, very, very how do you say, like, over-the-top gay characters that are also, like, getting kind of spicy with a kid. It's like
getting spicy with a kid.
One sentence, not a kid, but like a teenager or something. One sentence spawns 1,000 articles about how it's misrepresenting and it's
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what this is, so I can't. We're still not even talking about what's actually taking place.
But if they change the outfits on Mortal Kombat, that's no big deal. See, it's about what matters to them. And the only way they can push back is if they say, well, you can't beat off to it.
See, it's really funny that he actually can't provide any arguments here, because he's doing the exact same thing that he's strawmanning the opponents of doing, like his opposition of doing. So his argument is, well, we care about these small things, but then you'll notice they care about these small things. So, what hypocrites. They can't actually defend the premises of their arguments. So the argument that I would make here is that it literally doesn't matter at all or mean anything if a character who had fucking triple H's in the 90s has, like, more realistic body proportions now, and it doesn't matter if a girl who wore a skirt now has a skort. However, it is probably a good thing to not, like, represent gay people as child predators. You know? I think that makes sense. We can get behind that, right? If you don't, like, make incredibly inane equivocations, it actually makes a little bit of sense, you know?
So, is that why you're mad? Gamer bros just want to... they turned She-Ra into a prepubescent looking boy. Ooh, gamers mad because can't...
We're going through, like, all the cycles here. She-Ra doesn't really look like a prepubescent boy. They look kind of like an angelic warrior who looks kind of gender neutral. Maybe, like, femme-coded because of the skirt and the hair. Like, like this is like legitimately like these are just people who get angry if there are any girls out there who aren't wearing like bare midriffs and have like double D's at absolute like minimum bare line. It's the most. This is like like weirdly pedophilic too, because She-Ra's like a kid, right? Or like Adora, who is She-Ra. Like that's kind of weird. You know what I mean? I've seen some people say like She-Ra looks like a boy. If you take away the skirt, like the shoulders are wide. She-Ra's like an angelic warrior or something, right? Like this is her transformed. Like she's supposed to be like an ancient, like superhuman warrior. So like, yeah, she's gonna be big. She's like 8 feet tall. She was huge. I don't think she looks like a prepubescent boy.
Wank. There is nobody making that argument. It's the classical straw man. And if you see people doing this, just call them a moron and move on with your day. You see a few articles sneaking. I think you're going to start to see more now that the usual suspects like 9volt and Rami picked this up. You see Resident Evil 3 leaves some fans fuming over Jill Valentine's skirt. Resident Evil 3 Remake pre-order bonuses include, among other things, a classic Jill Valentine costume inspired by her iconic blue boo tube and miniskirt.
Boo tube?
Valentine costume inspired by her iconic blue boo tube.
Dude, you had all the time in the world to read that word. You took a second. This is you took a moment to like stop at the hurdle. This is you stopping in front of the hurdle and then trying to step over it carefully and still falling.
And miniskirt. From the 1991 PS1 original. Unfortunately, it left some fans fuming as Capcom has opted to exchange the protagonist's bottom layer for a pair of shorts. No panty shots for you, readers. Exactly. Again, this is the reduction. You can tell the people that make this argument are just degens. That's
Wait, they're degens when you're the one crying that you can't see your panties and upshots? What does that word even fucking mean to you? Wait, how the fuck are they? They're like, haha, artistic change. Now you can't see your panties. And this guy's, these fucking degenerates, they won't even let me smell the panties. What the fuck does that word mean to him? It's just a word he knows. It's like people saying simp. Like it's the word they know, except the Quartering's brain is running on like the Quartering's brain is air cooled and his skull is too thick to let any in. So he's still like using like 2007, 2008 terminology, getting through.
It's the only thing I can think. Like they're the ones that are upset that they can't beat off to it. I don't know how else you could put this.
Wait, what? The SJWs are the ones? Okay, all right. Yeah, okay. Sure. I mean, we're not the ones reeing on Twitter, but
people are mad because yes, it's small, okay? No, it's not going to ruin the game. Nobody really means that. Or
then what's the issue? He still hasn't said what the issue is. He's alluded to it being censorship, but there's still nobody. He still hasn't even begun to describe what the issue is.
Says that, okay? There might be some people out there who say that, but that's not the core of the argument. The core of the argument is this is, in fact, a slippery slope where companies have...
Slippery slope is literally a fallacy. What's the slippery... And what's the actual slippery slope? Does he think that, like, every woman in games is going to be put in a fucking burqa? What is it like? What does he think the end state of this is? Like, oh, in a remake, they changed the clothing changed so that in the one cutscene where you could have seen up the skirt, now you only see the bottom of shorts. Where is it gonna lead? There's no ideological consistency here. At the end of the day, the ultimate argument is this: any change to a game that hinders the sexual appreciation of the presumably straight male audience is a bad change that is caused by censorship, and there's no artistic legitimacy to it. And all other changes are fine. He doesn't care about anything else. None of these people talk about any of the actual controversies that take place in gaming. Any of the disgusting level of fucking integration between mainstream review outlets and AAA companies. None of the incredibly shady fucking loot box shit or the predatory business practices of the gaming industry. None of the watered down mechanics or the destruction of of like beloved gaming franchises to try and appeal to a broad audience. They don't give a fuck about any of this. All this shit that actually affects people. The Quartering's channel and the channel of other people like him are exclusively built around trying to fight the SJW menace off. But so blith are they, so incapable are they of actually applying any structural critique, that to them, anytime any change happens that they think might conceivably be the product of SJWs, turns into a conspiracy every single time. This is every video of his. You want to go, I mean, I don't watch so many of it because these are like literal brain rot. But if you want to go look through them, like the Quartering's videos, like every single one of them is like this. It's a little bit like Black Pigeon Speaks, kind of, in a way. Black Pigeon Speaks, all of his videos are the same, and they exist only to inspire a feeling in their audience. Now, Black Pigeon Speaks is, of course, a Nazi. I don't know if The Quartering is, even though he's been doing some really weird Hitler apologia on Twitter lately, unironically. But that's kind of what his videos are. They don't exist to provide any information on their own, only to reinforce a conspiracy.
Have entire departments called ethics departments, like Capcom and Square Enix, where they will make subtle changes to characters so that they don't get blue-haired backlash.
Do you have any proof of this? Every company has an ethics department, or something approximating an ethics department. Everyone does this. The Quartering tweeted about you? Oh, did he? He seems like the kind of guy who would name search a lot, you know? Hey, my man, The Quartering. Why didn't you put any effort into actually explaining why your positions are legitimate in this video? You're just conspiracy baiting for angry fucking virgins. SJW morons who are in favor of censorship have one play to gaslight and act like everyone else is overreacting. Because it was totally the progressives who flipped their lid over the skirt change first. No actual positions, folks. I'm not in favor of censorship, my dude. In fact, you're the one who's pro-censorship. You're the one who every time a business makes a decision that you don't like, you make conspiratorial claims about how other people are responsible for having made that decision. You question the legitimacy of authorial and artistic integrity anytime it goes in a direction that you don't like. You're very pro-censorship. You realize that, right?
It's in some particularly eye-opening exchanges, franchise fans ponder the idea of launching a class action lawsuit against a publisher claiming that...
I saw this. They said they would launch a class action lawsuit because they had been lied to because the panties were taken away.
That's false advertising. Others blame...
Totally the SJW is overreacting, by the way.
Sony's draconian policy against good-looking women. The truth is that the company...
Notice how he couldn't read it out loud. Others blame Sony's draconian policy against over-sexualized games. He had to say hot women, not over-sexualized. This is the grift they'll pull. Anytime you say that you think it's kind of weird that like every woman in games, it looks the same. They're all like skinny, massive tittied girls in like fucking lingerie running around like shooting people. Reactionaries like The Quartering will reframe your argument as you being opposed to hot women, you know?
Company probably felt slightly altered costume retained the spirit of the original while making more sense in the realistic adaptation. I like how you say the truth is probably. You don't know the truth.
Wait, do you? Do you have any insider fucking info that the media hasn't been able to catch on to, The Quartering? Were you able to sneak into Sony's ethics department and get your hands on the files? The files that speak to how a deep fear of Twitter blue hair blowback was why they changed the skirt design?
I'm telling you that the truth is likely that they made the change.
Wait, likely? What? How fucking stupid is this guy? Huh. They say probably because they don't know.
You don't know the truth.
You don't know the truth. You don't know the truth. That's why you said probably.
I'm telling you that the truth is likely that...
I'm telling you that the truth is likely. Yeah, probably. Don't want to get sued.
They made the change for
He's throwing back shots on Twitter. I don't give a fuck what he says on Twitter. If he wants to actually... You know why they call him TheQuartering? Because the one time he actually stepped up to debate his positions with Destiny, he acted like a fucking pussy and walked back on every single point. TheQuartering is legitimately like subhuman IQ. If he ever wants to come on stream and embarrass himself, he's free to. But I'm not going to fucking take Twitter pot shots at this fucking Neanderthal squatting inside of a dumpster. Okay?
SJW reasons. Does it ruin the game for me? No. Does it mean I'm just not going to give my money to them? Yeah, probably. So
not
what?
gonna buy the game because the skirt was a skort. Damn.
Life goes on. When you have the likes of Matt, my wife's boyfriend, Jarbo, trying to roast you, again, the thirst for anime vag is real. In here, the slippery slope of changing a miniskirt to a skirt will clearly bring upon the degradation of society. Again, gaslighting.
For one, that's not what gaslighting means. And for two, where are the counter arguments? He's just like, this is the equivalent of just reading counter arguments in a mocking voice.
This isn't her statement. She said quite simply, small changes are still changes. It's not even about the change itself. But once you give up an outfit here or a small change there, then suddenly all the character's originality is gone. This is true. This is just...
Oh, yeah. What? Ah, yes. Where's the... where's the original? Here we go. Here's the new one. Is this the new one? Where's the old one? Is this the original? No, because that's not the original outfit. Where's the one with the sweater tied around it? Ah, I saw a comparison for this on like a news site or something. It's literally the same design. Yeah, here we go. Guys, it's literally the same design. We're destroying the originality of the character. It's literally, it just looks more realistic. Again, guys, like artistic changes have to be made to accommodate changes in technology. It's exactly the same. She's wearing the exact same outfit. It just looks more realistic. Like, that's it. Are you going to complain like her collarbones? Yeah, the core of her character is dead. This is the Jill Valentine I knew. Where in two scenes in the game, you could see the pixel rendered white panty shot. I don't know this one. Yeah, I feel like her tits are even bigger in the new one. Look at this. Yeah, and okay, wait. She's got a gun holster and she's got like an armband thing. And her backpack is different. Damn. It's all over. Also, the sleeves of her sweater are thicker, I guess. Yeah, the panty shots are essential to her character. Oh, true. This is an SJW haircut. This is like a side cut thing. Damn. The real SJWs were coming from inside the house the entire time.
Is quite frankly true. And again,
true.
You get people like 9volt here.
So wait, is this whole video just going to be him like reading other people being correct and then like pretending that he's not getting owned?
LOL. Basically sending, let's see, their 80,000 followers to dogpile a tiny YouTuber. So
you fucking pussy, dude. You little crybaby fucking bitch snowflake. Are you fucking kidding me? Oh no. Oh no. Oh god. Oh gee, not these crybaby SJWs are sending their Twitter followers after me. Hey, listen, I've got some advice. If you don't want a lot of Twitter people coming in making fun of you for being dumb fucks, don't do stupid shit. Damn, that's the free marketplace of ideas right there. Don't have a bunch of people actually threatening a class action lawsuit because they changed the pants on a remake character. Don't do that, and people won't make fun of you for it. It's so simple. Also, I find this particularly funny because right now, TheQuartering is tweeting about me, and he has a much larger fan base than mine. Like, it's really strange. What are you up? What are you up? Imagine demanding anyone spend time debating someone who's clearly proven they're incapable of anything but intellectual dishonesty. Damn, TheQuartering. Come on, my dude. You fucking pussy. Quit embarrassing your fan base. You're a lolcow to them. You think they don't want to watch you crash up against the fucking rock wall? That is my rhetorical skill? Come on, fucking beta, the quivering. Yeah, my dude, you've got like 3 times as many Twitter followers as I do. Doesn't seem to be doing you too well. Because none of your tweets get any likes because people are clearly tired of your grift, but I mean, whatever works for you. Yeah, I can see. Look, I don't need to look at the replies, guys. I can see the 18 likes, 55 comments. Okay, I can see what you people are doing. I'm on to you. Okay, I get you.
Sorry, Vera, but in comparison, by the way, you should check out Vera's channel. Very good content. Damn. I love it.
Red hair.
By the way, you should check out.
Damn, is this an SJW?
Vera's channel. Very good content.
Oh, is it the exact same content as TheQuarterings? I can see down here. Overwatch's Echo too sexy. Design ridiculously attacked. Comic industry collapses. New warriors in Gotham. RE3 costume wars toned down. It's just the same. It's just the same content.
I love it.
Yeah, right-wing grifting is so fucking easy, dude. You'd think, actually, it's kind of embarrassing that she's not like a million sub channel, you know? What a better grift. She's like a cute, like, red-haired girl who will sit there and talk about how all of your fucking biases are completely correct. And the SJWs are ruining gaming by not having the nipples protrude through the tank tops, you know? Like, the fact that she's not, like, big probably means she's, like, cripplingly uncharismatic.
Are you aware that the woman who made this tweet is getting dogpiled now? I thought you guys were all about opposing women being harassed online.
I think this is really funny. This is the title. SJWs attack the woman who pointed it out. So this is the classic grift, okay? You claim to like women, but you criticized a woman. Haha, what hypocritical SJWs.
I mean, dudes allowed, or I don't know who this is. They always have probably some of the worst takes.
You know who 9volt is. Don't fucking pretend. Everyone in gaming Twitter knows who 9volt is.
But their fans are very rabid, which fine. You know, holy, can they hear themselves? Marketing strategist. I doubt you're very.
It's just like Twitter. Like you just mad.
Character is
move on.
And the identity response. Look. Read all you could, but they reasons and not, I don't know, avoiding upsetting people like you. To anyone pretending to care what developers wanted to make without having a developer from the specific project explicitly saying the result is not what they wanted to make.
Oh, is this an objectively true statement?
The game you're playing is what the developer wanted to make. Absolutely not true.
Prove it. Wait, prove it. Prove it.
Absolutely not true.
Prove it.
Do you think Square Enix really cared about the size of Tifa's chest?
I don't know. Well, then why'd they change it?
Or do you think that...
Wait, prove it.
That all of people like Rami screaming online about it is why they made the change?
No. Prove it. What do you... This guy was literally like reading an article earlier being like, they say probably because they can't deductively reason the intentions of the developers. Now watch me attempt to deductively reason the intentions of the developers. Okay, so let's really take a second to think about this, okay? Let's put ourselves in the quartering brain space, okay? Let's dust off the cobwebs, okay? Let's try to drain some of the soup, you know, like in the sinking boats, you take the bucket and you scoop the water out and whoop! You know what I'm talking about? Okay, let's imagine this for a second, okay? Let's really think about it. Everyone already knew what Resident Evil 3 was. I've played it. You've played it. I know that I knew she wore a skirt before. Do you really think SJWs would have gotten mad if they had taken a game and then remade it and she was wearing the same thing? Do you really think that would have spawned so much controversy that it would have been damaging to a billion-dollar company? Sony. Let's really think for a second. Sony, okay? Billions and billions of dollars run through this company every year, okay? Massive company. Let's really think about it, okay? Do you really think at some point the executive decision was made from on high after running through an ethics team that keeping the outfit the same would have led to so significant an outpour of ridicule online that they have to change it because they just couldn't survive? I don't really think so. Especially because if they had really wanted to do that, they would have done what they did to Lara Croft. This is what you do. See, if somebody wanted to make the argument that the new Lara Croft design was inspired by people trying to appeal a little bit more to modern sensibilities when it comes to women's presentation, I 100% could believe that. Like, old Lara Croft classic. I can totally believe that. Because old Lara Croft and new Lara Croft don't look that, I mean, similar. The original Lara Croft boobies were actually, if I recall correctly, like a coding error that they ended up sticking with because they thought it was funny and that it looked good. So if you wanted to make the argument that turning this character... Oh, shit. Damn right. This game came out like... This game came out like when the Parthenon was being built, okay? This was actually my favorite game back when I was really young. Tomb Raider 2? When you start in the Great Wall of China? Anyway, if you wanted to make the argument that this design was turned into this design over the course of like 30 years due to trying to appeal to modern sensibilities when it comes to the presentation of women, I totally get that. In fact, I would even argue, like, maybe they could have made her tits bigger in the redesign, because Lara Croft is known for having big tits. Young women can have big tits too. Like, yeah, that makes sense to me. If Quartering was like, this the SJWs. Now, there's no evidence that this is some conspiratorial effort by SJWs to subvert the will of the gaming company, but I could believe the idea that the gaming company was taking into consideration those arguments. These are kind of big too. Yeah, I know they're kind of big, but are they this big? That's the real question. I would get that. But when we're talking about... when we're talking about this... come on. Where's the image we just had open? God damn it. Why didn't I keep that open? Why did I... Why did I do that? Yeah, here we go. When we're talking about this, I just don't buy it. I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I don't buy the idea that this was some massive ethics change by a panicked fucking board of directors. Okay? I don't buy it. Let's wrap this up. I've got a Discord anime to get to.
Just a simple question, Rami. You think Square Enix, when they're remaking Final Fantasy VII, on their list of things to do was to make her boobs smaller?
Well, yeah, they redesigned the character. Yeah, no shit. They probably had like a team of 20 artists get together and like sketch a billion redesigns of how she would look. And then they drew that and they went with it. Yeah. Yes, that's how it works. It's not like they put it on a list like make boobs smaller. You'd think somebody so involved in the gaming industry, ostensibly, would know anything about how games are produced, but they don't like have a check sheet. They de-cartoonified all of the other characters too. I hate to keep like pumping this out here, but like look at the original FF7 characters. No, wait, this is the damn drawing. Where's their 3D models? Like, clearly some efforts have to be made to modernize. Clearly, somewhere along the line, artists had to look at this and think, maybe we should go back to the drawing board. And the drawing board design they ended up coming up with didn't have ginormous fucking bahunga titties. So, like, whatever. That's the art.
That was an important thing to Square Enix. That's why they did it. That's the argument you're making. I doubt it.
I mean, I'm sorry. You've been in this grift for years, my dude. Where's your industry contacts? Or does nobody want to talk to you?
Sorry to burst your bubble.
Oh, it's just all going to be him reading Twitter, isn't it?
The classic argument.
It's all gonna be him. It's just all him reading good arguments and then him not responding to them.
I mean, we released a survival strategy game yesterday and got 2 negative reviews because the voice of the intro cinematic sounds like Greta Thunberg. It's funny.
How dare you?
Gotta get the extra grift in there. Gotta bring in those Republicans too. Notice, by the way, this is really interesting. So the Quartering gets really, really upset when the panty shot no sniff, and he fakes a lot. But then when an indie developer gets negative reviews, critical negative reviews that can hamper the ability for them to sell their game just because a voice sounds like a person they don't like, that's funny to him. And he'll fake like he'll fake the whole he'll fake the laugh, he'll do like the he'll do the whole shebang, you know, the Sargon laugh. Uh-oh, is stream F? No, I'll wait. No, you back? Yeah, there you go. There you go. Just refresh, you fucking goobers. No DDoS. Just good old-fashioned Comcast internet.
It's funny because it's 2 sides of the same coin. These are the same people that look at a joke. Do you remember Ion Fury? Where there was a soap in the bathroom called Oil of O'Gay, and everybody lost their mind.
I don't remember that.
Victims by beautiful women. I mean, yeah, that's why characters like Jill Valentine and victims by beautiful people get extremely offended because it shatters their narrative that, yes, all women are victims by beautiful women. I mean,
what? A narrative that all women are victims of beautiful women? What the fuck does that mean? I have no idea what the fuck that means.
Yeah, that's why.
Oh, we got the girl at the end.
Existing ones who were already maybe curvy or
is this a different girl?
On the planet, what women make a game? Maybe it's. I'm not a big.
All right, that's boring as shit. God damn, his videos are so fucking boring. At least I'm charismatic enough to carry the type of content that I do. No fucking haterino or anything, but my God. Jesus Christ. So yeah, literally that entire video, he didn't actually provide any arguments. It was literally just him reading out counter arguments and then saying, huh, figures, huh, typical, huh, you know what I'm talking about. Check Twitter. Yeah, let's end this. Let's end this this saga by looking once more across across the way and seeing what the Quartering is currently upset about. Fire up a live stream and stream a YouTuber's videos. Send you goons to demand they come onto your stream. Hey, the Quartering, I didn't have to send my goons to demand. My fans just like me talking to people, okay? I don't have to relentlessly fucking demand my fans share everything I produce and then get 37 likes, 13 retweets anyway. Let me tell you, my fans are authentic about enjoying my content. All I have to do is look in your direction and they'll go after you. That's what passion is. But that's okay if you don't want to debate either. That's probably in your best interest. 30 likes, 103. Is he deleting the Wait, is he deleting the fucking comments? Look at this. 103 comments and only one of them loads for me. Is he deleting them? Why wouldn't he delete this one? Damn, censorship. I can't believe the Quartering was pro-censorship all along. You know, I've never hidden a tweet. I've never hidden a tweet once in my responses. You missed one. What an SJW.